going on, everybody? So today I'm be bringing my review for the Deuce Season 3, Episode 3. I'm sorry that this is a little bit getting up a little bit late, just because of the fact of, I couldn't get the episode to play whenever it came onto the app. Like, it kept saying playback error, or couldn't do, that whole it couldn't play type deal that HBO happens on the app every now and again. So I'm sorry that this is coming up a day late. I am going to try to do better. Well, even though I can't control that. But regardless, I am doing it now. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoy this review. If you like this review, go check out all my other reviews for all the other TV shows and movies that I've done. And I have reviewed this whole entire season so far and Season 2. So go check out all that because it's really good. And if you don't know how I do my reviews, there are going to be spoilers, so you have been warned. Let's just dive right in. So with this episode, it picks up right where episode 2 kind of left off. We are following, Vincent. Well, not so much Vincent, but because they don't focus heavily on Vince. But we get to see Frankie and, Maggie and, not Maggie, shit, I forget the girl's name. We also get to see Candy and her new relationship, which is very interesting because it's the first time she's had a relationship. We also got to hear where her son is, with the whole he's into drugs now. He called asking for $800. So that's new information. Like, we knew he was gone, but we didn't know exactly what was going on with him. So he's kind of following his mom's footsteps, and she kind of gets that. So at the same time, she's kind of giving him his space. But she is still worried about him. We also got to see, she's going to try to raise money for, get investors for her movie, because she's got to make a script for it. And then her new boyfriend, offered to pay it. And it's very interesting that the fact that she didn't take the money, because he was willing to just give her 150 grand. Granted, they had just got done fucking. So in my mind, how I pictured this, like what was going on in her head, is she doesn't want to basically take money from him because it makes her still feel like a prostitute, and she's not. She wants to be in a relationship with him. And that's just where her mindset went. And I think it took him a minute to realize that. You can really see it. And that's how I interpreted it. I could be totally wrong. If I am wrong, let me know what you guys thought was going on in her head. Also, I fucking loved her speech about the whole, fuck normal life. There is no such thing as normal life. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do, live my life how the fuck I want to live. And if people don't agree with it, then fuck them. That is the perfect thing to live your life by. Just because of the fact of who the fuck cares if you're having normal life or not. I'm not going to get into a whole rant about that because that can go on for easily 10-20 minutes with me. But just know I love that fucking speech. That's probably the best fucking quote, speech, whatever, out of any fucking TV, movie, video game ever that applies to how people should live their life. Then of course you have Frankie, who is, he's doing porn industry. He's in the porn industry. He's now in the drug business. He's selling coke. He sold to this one dude that I think the dude's name is Tommy or Tom. That he works with Vince, kind of Vincent, not Vince. Rudy's second in command type deal. He goes and he sells this dude 1/8 of a gram. And apparently it gave him the coke shits. And, they get all pissed because apparently Frankie stepped on it one too many times. And then you get this, really intimidating scene where Rudy comes into Vincent's bar and, is talking to Frankie. And Frankie's offering him $5 grand. And then, he says no. And then he takes the fucking money and chunks it at him. Honestly, by the end of this show, I seriously don't see Frankie making it to the end of the show. I really don't. I don't see Frankie living to the end of this. As you know, this is the last season, so I have a feeling he's gonna die at some point, especially coming up. More than likely, it's coming up because we only have 5 episodes left in this season, and a lot can go on in 5 episodes. So that's really all that happened with Frankie, which I thought was actually really good. You know, that him and Rudy kind of had that falling out, but like Rudy basically came in and was like, "Fuck you," to him because he'd been saying fuck Rudy Pipolo, and that's all we kept hearing him say. And like that whole scene was basically Rudy coming and was like, "Fuck you," and it was a great scene. Then you have Paul and Todd. You know, Todd has AIDS, and you know he's dying from AIDS, and you can really see how that's going to play out. And then you have Abby meeting this new girl, which Abby and Vincent's scene, the only scene that Vince had. You know, with her asking if she wasn't in his life, like how does he picture his life, and it all if you go back and watch my season 2, I kept saying that him and Abby was never going to last. Yeah, they've lasted this long, but like their whole ideals in this open relationship, it can only go so far. And I really think that in that moment, Abby finally saw that, yeah, I love Vince, but at the same time, I don't have a future with Vince. And then she goes and meets this girl, and now her and this girl are kind of together. I mean, they're going to get together. They kissed. They're out with the club with Paul and Todd, and that's kind of where it left us, with Todd watching. And, like, you could see that he saw that, you know, even though he wasn't going to be around, you know, Paul's life was still going to go on, which I felt like made him happy. And then you have, the really big shocker, like, you know, of course we got to see, you know, the police officers, the person that owns all these buildings that they're going after, or some of the buildings, and one of them is a psychiatrist that's really renowned and like popular and rich and all this other stuff, that's like a saint model, and then he owns a brothel at night. We finally got to see one of those. We finally got to see who these people are that wanted to buy the like land and, you know, turn that whole strip, the Deuce, around. We finally got to see those people. Yeah, a lot fucking happened in this episode. You know, especially with the whole, fuck, I can't think of her name right now. You know, we had Laurie. Laurie is still in Cali. She's doing films, but, like, it's like she's constantly being opinionated now. Like, she knows what she wants, and she's going after how she wants to do it. And I honestly think that she's eventually going to, because she got that taste of kind of freedom and artistic views. I feel like since she went to that open mic night, I feel like she is going to try to become a singer and get out porn, especially with her man basically, you know, gonna start some type of company and like let her basically control who she fucks, how she fucks, as long as she keeps making films. So that's gonna be a big deal. But at the same time, I don't see her living to the end of the show either, just because I feel like she's gonna OD at some point. And then you have, I think her name's Madison. Her dad came in looking for her, and you got to really see this emotional, you know, side of her, which I kept wondering how they were going to use her in this show, you know, keep using her, because she kept showing up, and, like, yeah, she's been in it since the beginning, but at the same time, like, in this whole season, like, her storyline just hasn't panned out, and now her dad's into it, and honestly, it still felt off-putting, just because of the fact of she's not technically a main character, and honestly, this episode could have went without that whole side story, as much as it hurts, because it was a really good side story. She really did a great performance, and so did the dad, and we learned a lot more about her past, and, you know, how she's wanted to reinvent herself, and then something like this comes back from the past. It's like, it's kind of nerve-wracking and off-putting, and yeah, but when I look at the episode as a whole, it's just, it didn't need to be in the episode. As much as I liked it, it didn't need to be in the episode, and I felt like there were certain things that could have been shown more. like got more screen time, like the fact of Abby and this girl, or Frankie and Rudy, that whole blown up type deal, that could have been gotten a lot more screen time if this hadn't been going on. And that's just how I feel about it. Otherwise, the Deuce season 3, episode 3 was pretty damn good. I'm going to fault the episode just because of that whole storyline, just because as of right now, it didn't need to be in the episode. I know it's going to be, like, to develop out her character, but, like, if they don't go anywhere with it, I'm going to be really fucking disappointed. So, I'm going to give the Deuce season 3, episode 3, I'm going to give it a 4.7, maybe a 4.8. I'm not going to give it 5 out of 5 stars just because of the fact of that one storyline when I look at this episode didn't quite need to be there. So, 4.7, 4.8, that's about my grade. I know it's kind of too... Let's just go with 4.7. I'm going to give it 4.7. But anyways, guys, comment down below. Let me know how you think this show's going in. Did you like this review? Did you not? Did you like this episode? Who's your favorite character? Do you think that storyline with Madison, I think that's her name. Let me know her name down in the comments, too. Do you think it worked? Do you think it didn't? Do you agree with me? Do you not? Let's talk about all this down in the comments. And yeah, guys, in the description I have links to all my social media, so you can click on over there for updates on personal life things I'm working on, things I'm doing, stuff like that, updates about the channel. A lot of cool stuff over there, so make sure you follow me over there. And yeah, guys, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button because it really does help me out. I'll share it with everyone that you know. And hit that subscribe button for more awesome content like this and a little bell icon to be notified when I upload. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.